The Tennessee Titans had to be one of the biggest questions for this season. Was the season a fluke, or will the Titans have one of the best teams the next couple of years? And it's mainly going to be because of their 31-year-old quarterback, Ryan Tannehill, who was drafted for the Miami Dolphins and then got traded for a 4th-round pick to be the backup to Marcus Mariota. Is Ryan Tannehill the actual answer why the Titans went so far as they did, or was it because of Derrick Henry? Well, today I'm going to answer that question. So, we're actually going to see, is Ryan Tannehill an actual good quarterback? Let's dive right in. So, here's how we're going to actually calculate how good Ryan Tannehill is. Due to the fact that most people look at stats, we are going to do stats. And to be very intriguing, we are not going to count any rushing attempts. So it's just going to be full on how many touchdowns, interceptions, and completions, all of that. So let's just dive in for Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill, as a starter for the Tennessee Titans, had 22 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. That's not bad. That's above 500 by a long shot. 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Pretty good, right? He attempted 286 times, and his wide receivers completed 201. Again, that's above 500. That's good. So far, it looks good for Ryan Tannehill. For 2,742 yards. So let me repeat that. 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, attempted 286 throws, completed 201 times for 2,742 yards. That's not bad, alright? Now, here's the thing that's very interesting about Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill only started at week 6. So, Ryan Tannehill didn't have the full season. He didn't just start in week 1. Marcus Mariota did. Until week 6 when Marcus Mariota got benched. That's when Ryan Tannehill started to play. So, we are going to calculate how good he is by comparing to 3 other quarterbacks. 1 who's older than him, and 2 that are younger than him. We are going to compare Ryan Tannehill to Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson, and Patrick Mahomes. Alright? Let's do this. Let's start off with Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson started for every single game. So, this should be an interesting situation. So, Deshaun Watson has thrown for 26 touchdowns, 4 more than Tannehill, but threw 12 interceptions, which is actually double the amount that Ryan Tannehill has thrown. And of course, this is Deshaun Watson with DeAndre Hopkins, probably the best trio wide receivers from last year. So, he's thrown 4 more touchdowns and twice the amount of interceptions than Tannehill did. And this is Deshaun Watson playing every single game. He attended 495 throws for 333 for 3,852 yards. Let me just repeat that. 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, attempted 445 times, completed 333 for 3,852 yards. That's pretty good if you don't count the interceptions, because the interceptions are a little iffy. So, once we calculate every single quarterback, I will assume how well Ryan Tannehill would have done if he played the whole season. let's move on to the older quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has also thrown for 26 touchdowns, threw for 4 interceptions, so less than Ryan Tannehill, attended 569 attempts, completed 353, threw over for 4,200 yards, 26 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, attempted 569, completed 353 for 4,002 yards. That is very good. I would say that is very good. It's a very good stats. But once again, Aaron Rodgers did play for the whole season, while Ryan Tannehill did not. But what I want to talk about is Patrick Mahomes, because this one is more interesting to me. Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes threw for 26 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, attended 4,804 attempts, completed 319, threw for 4,031 yards. Let me repeat that. 26 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, attempted 484 throws, completed 319 for 4,031 yards. Now here's the thing with Mahomes though. Mahomes missed 3 games due to an ankle injury when he played against the Broncos. So, what does this mean? Well, first of all, it means that Mahomes would have had better stats if he played all games, which would include the game against the Vikings as an example, and Mahomes, when they come back, when he played against the Titans, wasn't fully recovered. So he didn't have the great statistical stats. So where does this lead us? So when you look at all the statistical stats, if Ryan Tannehill actually played every single game, he would have had more touchdowns than Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun Watson. That's 100% straight up. He would have more touchdowns than both of them. He might even have more touchdowns than Patrick Mahomes. But we don't know that because Patrick Mahomes did not play all of his games. He missed 2 games and then played against the Titans when he was recovering from his ankle injury. So, we don't know that for sure. Ryan Tannehill would have probably thrown more interceptions than Mahomes and Rodgers, but probably less than Watson. He would have definitely thrown more, I will say that for sure. He probably would have thrown for, I would say, compared to the rest of these guys, I would say probably 400 and I'm going to say 87 yards, which isn't bad when you really look at it, right? He probably would have completed about close to 400 yards. Somewhere like early 400, late 300. And he would have thrown for, I would say, 3,500 yards. So when you look at all the stats, and also realize that Ryan Tannehill only played a week 6, and due to the fact of his performance in the playoffs against the Patriots, the Ravens, and the Chiefs, Ryan Tannehill is a good quarterback. Derrick Henry did not carry him, though I will say Derrick Henry did help the Titans go far into the playoffs. Ryan Tannehill is, when you look at the stats, better than Deshaun Watson, which I did not think I was ever going to say, but if he played all all of his games and not get, be the backup, he would have better stats than Watson. So, yeah, in total, Ryan Tannehill is a good quarterback.